Week 9 in the books. It was a good one for some of us, not so good for others. And with that being said, let's talk about my matchup first. Jamie, you and I were playing one another. God, did I fuck last week up. I chose all the wrong pitchers. The pitchers I did choose got lit up or got put back on the DL or did God knows fucking what. But my God, Jamie, did your team perform. Jamie, you beat me 561 to 373 and a half. I scored 373.5 points. Which, by the way, was half a point away for tying me for the least amount of points scored total over the entire season. Taylor, unfortunately, you are still the single owner of that trophy, the Golden Turd, but I was half a point away. Half a point away. Ridiculous. But Jamie, your team hit for a 253 average, 13 home runs, 8 home runs allowed for a 1.625 triple R rating. I think if you're over 2, you're in good shape. So, not a great triple R rating, but it didn't matter, James. You still pulled off the win. Whereas I had a 233 average with 5 home runs, 4 home runs allowed for a 1.25 triple R. So I was even worse. That might have had something to do with why I got my ass handed to me. Jamie, your best player was Edwin Encarnacion for the Cleveland Indians. Hit for a 407 average with 11 hits, 5 of which were home runs, 93 points in total. Very good. My best player, I mean, if I had to choose one, there weren't many, was Clevenger, who, through 2 starts, 12.2 innings pitched, gave up 11 hits, 2 home runs, both in his second outing, struck out 10, earned me 49.5 points. I think his second start, he was close to 0, might have been negative. I really didn't pay that much attention because my team was shit. Jamie, your worst. You have some DL problems. Gary Sanchez didn't do great for you. Joe Kelly, though, 1.2 innings pitched, allowed 2 hits, both of which were home runs for negative 20.5 points. My worst player, everyone, Kershaw, you're frustrating as fuck. What the fuck, Kershaw? His lower back is now out or strained after his, I don't even know what he was out for. Tricep, bicep, I don't fucking remember. He was out for like a month, and now they're thinking he's going to be out for another month. So I'm running into some DL problems. My whole team is shit. I don't want to talk about it. That's why I got it over at the very beginning. I'm going to forget last week ever happened, and I will move on with my life, move on to the next matchup, move on just in general. I need to move on from last week. It's over. It's in the past. Water under the bridge. All right, the next matchup we're going to talk about is Maggie versus Brian. Maggie, do you know you've won 6 times? Her record's 6-3. I think I'm 5-4. I think almost everyone else is 5-4. Maggie 6-3. Taylor, you're an outlier at 1-8, and I think Brian, you're right there at 4-5. This league is so close. It's kind of cool how competitive it is this year. Besides you, Taylor, we'll get to that in a second. You might need to look at your team, do a complete overhaul, but we're talking about Maggie and Brian. Maggie, you fucking won with a score of 596 to Brian's 493. Maggie, you had a very good 279 average, 10 home runs hit, 3 home runs allowed for a 3.33 repeating triple R. Put one of those bars over the top. Brian, you hit a 265 average, 7 home runs, 8 home runs allowed. This is the first time I think I can remember since we started doing this triple R where the home runs hit were lower than the home runs allowed. Had to happen to someone. Sorry it was you, Brian. 0.875 triple R for you. Maggie, your best player was Snell. Blake Snell for Tampa Bay. 11.2 innings pitched. Only allowed 4 hits and 2 walks over 2 starts with 19 strikeouts for 111.5 points. Holy shit, is he good. Brian, your best player is some scrub from Detroit that I really wish was on my team. We talked about this. You know I like this guy. You liked him last week too. Castellanos for Detroit. 419 average. Hit 5 doubles and a home run for 68 points. Home runs is where you get that big buck, but 6 doubles. 6? 5 doubles, I'm sorry. He had 5 doubles. Still admirable. Still worth a shout out. Good job. Maggie, your worst player was Carrasco. 3.2 innings pitched. Allowed 7 hits with 1 home run and 3 walks. Negative 7.5 points. Brian, you don't really have anyone on your team that really went negative, but again, you're running into DL problems as well, which we're going to get to later because the DL has been huge this year. But that's how that matchup ended up. Next matchup we're going to talk about is unfortunately Joby against Taylor. Taylor, you tried your best, but it wasn't enough. It was close though. 18 points is what separated victory from defeat in this matchup. Joby, you came out on top. I've been trying to find the time to drink that beer forever. But Joby, 579 to Taylor's 561. So it was a couple hits away. It was close. It could have gone either way here. Joby, you had a 304 average for the week. 11 home runs to 5 home runs allowed for a 2.2 triple R. Keep it above that 2 mark. You're going to be happy. Taylor, a 307 average with 11 home runs and 4 home runs allowed for a 2.75 triple R. Again, very good. Very good. I mean, it's not great when you look at someone who is coming up, but right now, very good. Joby, your best player, is consistently Verlander. My God, does he like pitching in Houston. 12.2 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, only 1 of which was a home run, kept that ball in the yard, 11 strikeouts for 79.5 points. Money. Verlander's been fucking good. Has Verlander not been good? Write in the comments below. After you subscribe, and then share this video with all of your friends, because I'm sure they want to know how you're doing in your fantasy league. Let them know. This is the best way to figure that shit out. Taylor, your best player was Kyle Gibson, again a pitcher. 12.2 innings pitched, 7 hits, only 1 of which was a home run with 15 strikeouts for 88 points. Money. Money. I mean, Joby, if you want to get nitty gritty here, we can talk about your worst player. Which wasn't, you didn't have a whole lot. I mean, I'm going to combine them. It was Abreu and Marwin Gonzalez. Jose Abreu, Marwin Gonzalez combined for a negative 14 points. They both had negative 7 points. And they combined for a 0 for 14 for the week. No bueno. They drew a couple walks, but 0 for 14. Ouch. And Taylor, your worst player was Bud Norris, a relief pitcher. He did not record a single out for you. Allowed 1 hit. Guess what it was? A home run for negative 15 points. Not terrible in the grand scheme of things. It would have made that a lot closer than negative 15. If he had gone positive, it would have been, who knows what would have happened. If only. Fuck. That's crazy, dude. If he had gone at least 4 points in the positive, you would have won, Taylor. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. And then our final matchup, which was not only the highest scoring matchup for the week, but also the closest matchup for the week. 2.5 points is all it took for Jack to defeat Max on the field of battle. It was 633 to 630.5. Shit, that's close. That's a hit. That's a single is 2.5 points. A walk is 3 points. That's all. Oh no, a hit's 4.5 points. Shit, that's all that separated this matchup. A hit, a walk, a strikeout. Any of those things could have tipped this the other way. Shit. Max, you tried. Your offense was fucking money. A 335 average, 14 home runs, not only the highest average for the week, but also the highest home run total for the week. Your pitchers did allow 6 home runs, though, for a 2.33 repeating triple R. Jack, you hit for a not-so-good 262 average. 11 home runs. Here was a deciding factor. Jack, your team gave up 1 home run the entire week. The entire week. So the way I do the triple R, I take home runs, divide them by home runs allowed. Do the math at home, kids. It's 11. That's your triple R rating, Jack. Congratulations. Max, your best player was Rosario, an outfielder from Minnesota. 433 average, 4 bombs, 6 walks, 102.5 points. Impressive. Jack Scherzer is just a fucking cyborg. Hence the 2 different colored eyes. Look at that shit. I'm not joking you. 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 walk, 12 strikeouts, 78 points. 1 start. 78 points. 1. He's good. Max, your worst player, Wade Davis for the Cubs, cost you this week, really. 2.0, so 2 innings pitched, allowed 3 hits, 1 of which was a home run, walked 3 guys, negative 15 points. It could have been 645.5 to 633, and Max, you would have won. And you would have also won the Silver Slugger, which, Jack, I forgot to tell you. You won. Congratulations, buddy. Go Denver. I don't fucking know. Jack, your least performing player. I keep wanting to say least. Your worst performing player, your least performing player, your least scoring player. I don't know where I'm going with that least. Luckily, this is the last one I fucking have to do. Lorenzo Cain went 0 for 11 with 2 walks for negative 5 points. Really? Really? I don't know. But I have a little segment of the show today that I am going to call the down low on the DL. The down low on the DL. The disabled list. Because how many fucking guys are on the 10-day DL? I've had like 4 or 5. Fucking Brian, you've got them. Everyone has a guy on the DL. So much so that I used to carry guys on the DL just in my open spots, my open bench spots. Then I started dropping guys. I know some of you, everyone has at least 1 guy in their DL. Most of us have 2. Some of us have 3, 4, 5 guys on the DL. And just to name a few, Mookie Betts, Rhys Hoskins, AJ Pollock, Brandon Belt, Yoenis Cespedes, Josh Donaldson, Ronald Acuna Jr., Corey Seager, Noah Thor Syndergaard, Chris Archer, Clayton Kershaw, Johnny Cueto, Yu Darvish, Robbie Ray, fucking Jeff Samardzija. Those aren't nobodies. Those are not guys who are like, oh, whatever, he's on the DL. Corey Seager, Clayton Kershaw, Mookie Betts. These are the reasons guys go to watch the game. People go to games to watch these guys. These guys are owned in probably 95% of fantasy leagues. I guarantee it. Mookie Betts is owned in 100% of fantasy leagues. Clayton Kershaw, 100% in fantasy leagues. On the DL. And not for small amount of time. Fucking Thor is on there for God knows when. Kershaw, no idea. Mookie Betts, I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with him, so I just know he's on the DL. Seager, done for the season. Archer, hip strain or something. He's out at least 2 starts. Brandon Belt, appendectomy. They pulled his appendix from his body. Out for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how fucking long that takes to heal. Donaldson, Cespedes, Cueto, Samardzija. A lot of Giants players on that list. I don't like that. Fuck. I mean, Bumgarner just came back from the DL. There's so many people. It's ridiculous how many high quality, high caliber, high point scoring players have met an untimely end and found themselves on the DL. And with that untimely end, this too must end. Although I don't know if it's untimely. I'm sure some of you want me to get this over as fast as possible. So I'm doing you guys a favor. I'm calling it quits just for this week. Keep it going. Taylor, I don't know what you have to do to make it back in the mix, but everyone else is in the mix. 6 teams get to the post-series, the playoffs. And so far, I am tied for 6th place with I don't know who. Brian, you're bringing up 5th, or 7th, I'm sorry. There's 8 teams in this league. And Taylor, you gotta win out in order to have a chance, I think. Win out. 1-8. I don't know what's going on. Figure it out. But with that, your commissioner is out. Peace.